after 1,000 kilometers with the new 2025 Yamaha R1. It's time to share some real-life experience. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you're all having a fantastic week wherever in the world you may be. Now, let us start off by talking about how this bike makes me feel every time I swing a leg over it and go for a ride. It's got a really cool factor, for sure. Let me tell you, when I was taking delivery of this bike from the dealership here in Montreal, there were a bunch of other customers around. Potential buyers just checking out this bike because it looks so sick. It is definitely a head turner, and it turns heads even after the first few weeks of having it. I can still say that. Every time I go out and ride this thing, I feel like I'm riding something special. The design is aggressive. The stance is confident, and the way it sounds just takes it to a whole nother level. So no matter where I go, people always notice me. So if you're really looking for a bike that's going to make you stand out from the crowd, the R1 is definitely that. The power delivery is also something that's really impressive. This thing has so much torque down low that it feels like you're being pushed forward in your seat every time you twist the throttle. And as you climb up through the rev range, the power just gets stronger and stronger until you hit the limiter. The engine braking is also very strong, which makes it easier to go into corners. The chassis and suspension are dialed in perfectly to handle the power of this engine and provide a planted and stable feeling even at high speeds. So overall, I would say that the 2025 Yamaha R1 is a very confidence-inspiring machine that makes you feel like a pro rider every time you hop on. Alright, so what about day-to-day riding? Well, the R1 isn't just a track day toy, it's actually a really great bike to ride around town too. The riding position is actually pretty neutral, and I found myself being able to ride it around town for hours without any discomfort. The only real downside is the lack of a quick shifter. At least in the base model. I'm hoping that comes with the SP and the race versions, but for now, it does take a little bit of practice to get used to shifting quickly without it. But once you do, it's not that big of an issue. Plus, the sound of the bike makes up for it in spades. I also wanted to talk about the electronics package on the R1. It's top-notch for sure. The quick shifter is super quick and accurate, although I wish it came on the base model too. The launch control is awesome for getting the bike moving quickly from a standstill. And the traction control is very effective at keeping the power in check. The bike also comes with a bunch of different riding modes which allow you to tailor the power delivery and suspension to your liking. I've mostly been riding in the A mode, which provides a nice balance between power and control. But I do find myself switching to B mode every now and again for some extra fun. Overall, the electronics package on the R1 is one of the best ULL find in the industry, and it really helps to make this bike easy to ride while still offering plenty of adjustability for the more experienced riders out there. Now I want to switch gears a little bit and talk about the fit and finish of this bike. The build quality is exceptional, and I've had zero issues with any of the components so far. Everything from the paint to the bodywork to the mechanical components is top-notch. It is a very well put together motorcycle, and it shows the attention to detail that Yamaha is known for. The attention to detail is evident throughout the bike, from the clean welds on the frame to the precise fit of the body. It's clear that Yamaha didn't cut any corners when they built this thing. One thing that really stands out to me is the quality of the paint and the graphics. The paint is super smooth, and the graphics are perfectly aligned. It's a small thing, but it really adds to the overall look and feel of the bike. Another thing I've noticed is the attention to detail in the mechanical components. The throttle body is really smooth, and the wiring harness is neatly rooted. It's these small things that really add up and make this bike feel like $1,000,000. Okay, so I want to talk about the brakes because they're seriously incredible. The stopping power is amazing, and the feel at the lever is super consistent. I haven't had a chance to go full send yet, but I can tell you that these brakes are more than capable of handling anything you throw at them. They definitely some of the best brakes I've felt on a motorcycle so far, and they definitely inspire confidence when you're re-riding. Another thing I want to mention is the fuel economy. This bike is actually really impressive when it comes to gas mileage. I've been getting around 17 to 80 miles per gallon, which is much better than I expected. For a bike with this much power, It's really impressive, and it definitely helps to make it more practical for everyday riding. Alright, so after a few weeks of riding the R1, I have to say, I am thoroughly impressed. This bike is everything I hoped it would be, and more. It's powerful, it's fun to ride, and it looks amazing. Whether you be a seasoned track day rider, or you be just looking for a fun bike to twist through the canyons on the weekends, the R1 is definitely worth considering. I am having so much fun with this bike and I and wait to see what else it has to offer. So here's the thing. You might have noticed that I keep calling this the 2025 Yamaha R1, but I never actually say that I own it. That's because I don't. I'm just borrowing it from a friend who actually bought it brand new. But the reason I've been spending so much time with it is because we're reworking on a long-term review video series for a magazine. I'm basically going to be taking over the long-term review from our editor-in-chief. He has gone finish up his review in the next couple of weeks, and then I'm gone start fresh with mine. So if you want to follow along as I put miles on this bike, stay tuned for updates. Now, if you want to learn more about this bike, I highly recommend checking out our written review. Our team of writers did a deep dive on this bike, and they covered everything from the specs to the features to the performance. So, if you want to learn more about this bike, definitely check out the link in the description below. Now, I want to hear from you. What do you think of the 2025 Yamaha R1? Is it on your radar or are you just not interested? Either way, let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe for more content like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.